Howdy folks, Justin here, and today we're hopping onto the ladder with Ring of Imaginary Might RNG Sorcerer. This is a fun one when you just feel like doing something. Well, I'll leave it like this. Every game with this deck is a little differently. Goes a little bit differently, unless, of course, you just lose right away, which is possible as well. But you're combining High Hrothgar, Ring of Imaginary Might, and new Deathhound from Frostbark to get some giant butted creatures and kill people with Portcullis. And as a backup plan, Desperate Conjuring onto Balmor Spymaster to win with whatever else you feel like. Our opponent is Wildfire. They're on Scout, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. We got the ring, Enchanted Plate, Harpy, Firebolt. So if it's big, classic ramp Scout, I don't really want any of this crap. I will keep an Enchanted Plate. I know it looks weird, but Enchanted Plate is such a huge part of stuff like Deathhound and making that a kill that I think keeping it is okay. There's Balmor Spymaster, too, to start things off. So Balmor Spymaster, of course, has synergy with Barrelzar's Tinkering, with Desperate Conjuring. Midnight Snack, this is Dragon Scout, rank 1. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so we don't want to put Balmor Spymaster down just right away. We would prefer to drop it when we can do something with it that turn, because we don't want it silenced. It's kind of how we win a lot of the time. But yeah, if we can smack for 9 with a Deathhound, that's probably pretty good. Absolutely get a Nimira's Shrine down sooner rather than later. Now our success is kind of going to hinge on whether or not we just get beaten down here by mid-range creatures, because that is a way you can lose. A way you can win is if they start beating down with mid-range creatures. You hit a Prophecy Dark Harvester, and then you do fun stuff with that. Ring of Imaginary Might. Let's just go ahead and drop the Deathhound down. Do I want to oppose this? Probably do. Probably do. They can swing, turn it into a 3/3. They can Viper it if they want. But I'm kind of into this. I think we're going to have to play for a late game if we're going to win here. We haven't hit the early Ring of Imaginary Might targets. Shearpoint Dragon means we're still going to trade here. And our guy goes down to 1/1, which is okay. Little Harpy action. Now, we can Enchanted Plate this up to a 4/4. I think we'll do that since we don't have anything better going on. There we go. Drop an Embassy Guard. And I think we'll just go ahead and take the hit from the Shearpoint. We could have triggered our Shrine last turn. I think that's okay. Leaf Lurker's a little bit disappointing. We do have Ring of Imaginary Might to trade here. Ooh, Quarkland Bloodkin, pretty sexy as well. But I'm into just removing this, and yeah, we will go ahead and Harpy this. It's possible that we're going to Ice Storm sometime in the future, so having the ability to swing into this, get its toughness below Ice Storm range seems pretty important. My opponent is on a ramp plan. Gonna have good end game type stuff, which is kind of horrifying. A lot of stuff that survives Ice Storm. Second Ice Storm. I'm gonna go to face here. We could Balmor Spymaster Ice Storm. I don't think we need to do that quite yet, though. We're just going to drop down like this. And hopefully not run into Parthenax and stuff like that anytime soon. Okay, there's a Ring of Imaginary Might, which is pretty good if our Clan Bloodkin survives this turn. Iron Scale Dragon. Okay. Alright, so how do we feel about Ring? Yeah, I think I just want to push a bunch of face damage here, drop my Spy Master, and prepare for an Ice Storm.
Die, abomination. Not so fast. I fly like the wind in the shadow.
Kind of setting up here. Can likely put enough damage on here to kill it with the Ice Storm. If they have another Leaf Lurker, things don't look great for my Clan Bloodkin. Dark Guardian face? I think at the very least there's going to be another Shear Point, but I'm suspecting another Leaf Lurker. Could be a Danger Noodle as well. Mummify. Okay. And protects themselves from Ice Storm. Alright, this needs to be a good Ice Storm then. Another Hist Grove. Why not? Here we go. That's not good. And neither is that. Okay. We are going to gain a couple life here. But we did not particularly advance our board. If Odiving is their plan for wiping things up, we do survive Odiving, but then we die in the crackback. Yeah, face, prophecy, pretty good. I'm going to put it here. Could be a red Brahmin. They are going to draw a card from their Dark Guardian. Probably just Odiving. Bonewalker, wow. Okay. Well, the second Ice Storm looks good so far. Looks like we're going to lose just about everything, though. And we're not going to be able to remove that. Desperate Conjuring Dark Harvester, also a thing we could do, or Desperate Conjuring Renowned Legate. We probably have to just clean things up, though.
I hear and obey.
So...
I hear and obey.
okay, a little Ice Storm action. Maybe Desperate Conjuring is the right move here. Get that 9-drop. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to give it a shot. Nakreen. Oh. Into Barrelzar's Tinkering. Well. Is there a 10-drop that does something better than this? I think we're going to keep the 0-cost Barrelzar's Tinkering for right now. As funny as it is. I don't think there's a world in which we die this turn. I think it's possible that we lose our Nakreen. Prophecy, Dark Harvester. Alright, Prophecy, Embassy Guard works for me. Go ahead and oppose that. We can bring this up to 10 and then 11. Clockwork Dragon. Okay. Well, that's why the backup plan is RNG.
Someone out there?
Okay. Dragon plate armor. I like the on theme here. So maybe we need to turn this into a 6-drop. Or we can turn this into an 8. Nah, I think we have to do something about this. So, or do we? If we have 2 guards here, this card has to be Red Brahmin to punish us. Except then he gains 10 life. 9 and a 10. Let's go for a 10. It's Grave Singer. We don't want Grave Singer. Sacrifice this. Go to 11. Devaith Fear. Okay. Into Barrow Stalker. This is a way we could theoretically win. Can't get through the guard on board. Devaith Fear makes a lot of appearances in videos for this deck, unfortunately. Yeah, opponent's about to go to 19 life. Next to Clockwork Dragon. Okay. Alright, I'm going to need Devaith Fear to punch this dragon. Absolutely, Thornhist Mage. And another Dragon Plate Armor. What we got? Amazing! Okay.
I smell the stench of the living.
Dark Guardian, Desperate Conjuring. Alright. Living the dream. So Desperate Conjuring turns this into a 13-drop, which is not good. It's an Ancient Giant. We're dead, though, right? Swing, 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 8 to 10. Swing, yeah, we're dead. Last, if they, do they break this prophecy? Do they break this rune? We could hit a Harpy, right? or another guard, Portcullis, a card that we could hit. We could tinkering this into a 12. Dragon Plate Armor. High Rothgar, huh? Well, this is what happens when you hit one of these. You get an Ancient Giant. It's not ideal. That's going to be it. We'll be right back for another one. Alright, we are back for a second game with RNG Sorcerer. I think I've said before when I play this deck that like the hardest thing to beat with this deck is decks that consistently lay down huge creatures, right? Because you don't have a lot of great removal. And you can make big enough guards with your rings and stuff like that to battle against aggressive decks pretty well. But against endless, run of aggro creatures, you're going to have a big problem. Now here we have High Rothgar. High Rothgar is the card in its game that I think more than any other should not be a unique legendary. If it was not a unique legendary, I think it would be very, very interesting to play with. Wow, Quarkland Bloodkin actually matches up pretty well against that. Unfortunately, because it is a unique legendary, you can't really build a whole deck where it's just like, oh, my toughness only matters. And we get bit by the 6th house amulet. Alright. Well, Barrow Stalker should do okay here, unless there's another 6th house amulet coming my way. And then we lay down High Hrothgar. Sentinel Battle Mace. Sure thing. Alright, High Hrothgar it is. Opponent's got a 9-2, and it's time for us to hit a Prophecy. No, it didn't do it. We hit Ice Storm. Corner Club Gambler. Alright, Portcullis. We're gonna Ice Storm next turn, so just not taking 9 damage seems pretty good. Okay. Circle Initiate's fine. Fighters Guild Recruit also fine. Let's go Ice Storm. Deathhound is the draw. Let's do it. And then we can start developing Dark Harvesters, Spy Masters, all the goofy fun stuff that we are here to play. Opponent immediately drops a Moose. Alright, well the good news is that Deathhound is bigger than that. I think I'll get the Embassy Guard down over here. And I guess we'll see if my opponent has another 6th House Amulet. Mighty Conjuring. Okay.
Praise to Namira, whose fear
Alright, we will drop down a 5/5 Drain and try to go some distance with that.
I have many important things on my mind.
Opponent's doing a really good job of just curving out. Okay, Harpy. Ring of Imaginary Might.
Not so fast.
Go ahead and Harpy this down as well. Second Moose. Fair enough. Green Pact Ambusher. Okay, can we clear with Ice Storm? No. Well, swing. 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 Swing.
Not so fast.
First Rune Prophecy. Very obviously setting up for an Ice Storm, so I doubt they play whatever they draw. There we go. And we hit Tazcad. That works for me. Okay. What do we need to have happen here? Well, we need to not die right now. There's Vigilant Ancestor. Withered Hand Cultist. Earthbone Spinner. Sure. We drop a guard. And an enchanted plate.
Not so fast.
And a Barrow Stalker. Potentially setting up for a lethal here.
Careful there, friend.
Okay, Warcrafter's fine. We have 10 on board with the Enchanted Plate and the Ring of Imaginary Might. We can get that extra damage. There's a Lightning Bolt, so no more. Yep. Nope, not now.
We'll see about this.
Cool. Well, let's Enchanted Plate, see what we draw. Desperate Conjuring.
Not so fast.
Our plan is pure and strong.
Drop that down. There's a ring. So we're not in a terrible position. We're dead at double lightning bolt. Opponent's done a really good job of having perfect answers every turn. And Dagoth doesn't matter.
Welcome to House Redoran.
Scar Drillmaster doesn't matter.
To oblivion. Blood will spill.
Okay. Well,
That was fought well. Die, abomination.
there we go. Sometimes it works every time.